understands us at our lowest points. And I know that I spent a lot of lonely nights writing songs in my bedroom when I was a kid. And I think that talking to you as much as I do, and hearing what you're going through as much as I hear you, I know that we're all here and we're having a good time and we're dancing and we're singing, but every single person next to you is going through something and has something on their mind, and maybe they don't show it. But that's why it makes me so happy to look out into a crowd and see people who didn't know each other before getting to know each other and dancing together and singing the same words, because we're all in this together on a Friday night. And everybody has different ghosts. Everybody has different things that are triggers or scars. And maybe you fell in love with a person or a habit that was bad for you and you couldn't quit. Or maybe every time you looked in the mirror you thought that you were ugly. Or maybe every time you walked into the lunchroom you had nowhere to sit. Or maybe you lost someone you never thought you would lose. Maybe you lost yourself. That's the worst one. But when we go through things like that, and when we have these horrible phases that feel like endless rainy days that are never going to get better, let me just tell you, first of all, they will. And second of all, I want you, when you look into the mirror, to be very clear in realizing what you are and what you are not. You are not someone else's opinion of you who doesn't know you. You are not the product of your mistakes. You are not going nowhere just because you haven't gotten where you want to go yet. Let's talk about what you are. You are your own definition of beautiful and no one else's. You are someone who is wiser because you made mistakes in your life. You are someone who was brave enough to take the risks that it takes to make mistakes. Let me tell you something about taking risks. Yes, they can end up with you making mistakes and feeling stupid, or feeling embarrassed, or feeling humiliated, or they can also end up with you standing on a stage talking to 50,000 of your friends on a Friday night in Philadelphia. A couple years ago, every single magazine and newspaper thought it was cool to say things about me that weren't true, and things about me that were mean, and things that I couldn't correct them on, but you did. And I just want you to know that I'm never going to forget that you did. That you stood up for me when my hands were tied behind my back and I couldn't say anything to fight back. You fought back, and you kept showing up, and you kept filling stadiums, and now here we are. And in those years while you were sticking up for me, I was writing a new album called 1989. And I moved to New York City, and I spent a lot of time by myself, and I spent a lot of time with my friends, and I cut my hair short. And one day I took a trip to London, and I went to the house of an artist I really love. Her name is Imogen Heap. And I told her what my life had been like for the last couple of years, and I played her this idea for a song. And when we wrote the song, I knew that the album was done. And the name of the song is Clean. So if you know the words to this one, Philadelphia.